Welcome to TuneBuzz on Open Studio, a show all about exploring the sound of music, music talent, and busking around Cape Town. My name is Manfred Petersen, and I'm so excited to be your host today. Today, we're going to be looking at female buskers and artists in around Cape Town. We have Angela Donde in studio. Welcome, Angela. It's nice to have you here.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Angela, I just want to know, how did everything start for you as a female starting out with the guitar?
Well, my father used to play the harmonica, and I grew up with my father, and so we used to play together. And then when I was about, a couple of years old, I had a little play keyboard, and then it sort of progressed to the guitar, and seriously at around 14 when I started taking guitar lessons, and I liked certain groups, and I thought I want to be like them. And there were very few, female guitarists at that stage, and also very few female groups as such around that era. So yeah, I just wanted to be, with the boys, play. I used to carry equipment. I was a roadie. I used to, carry drum kits and anything to be around the boys and be around the music scene, the studios. I've done a lot of that as well. And yeah, and I really was into that. I played in a rock musical in Amsterdam because I'm actually from the Netherlands, Holland. And that was about the life of Janis Joplin. So I was like the rhythm guitarist in that, in the rock musical. And then I decided, I finished my matric, and so I didn't really know what to study. And then my sister said, well, why don't you study musicology? Because, you're an academic person, but you like music. Yeah. So I said, okay, what is musicology? I'm going to do musicology. So I looked it up, and I signed up with the University of Amsterdam. And that was 6-7 years. I finished my master's in ethnomusicology, which is the study of different cultures. So I did like 6 months of practicum African drumming, music of South America. I studied reggae. I really had a love of music, but also there was theory, and the beginning was classical music as well. So yeah, there was a lot of things to study because there's a lot of sound around the world. Yes. And part of studying music, you also have to understand the culture. So when I had to study Arabic music, I also had to learn about the 5 pillars of of Islam. So and drumming, in which context, and initiations, and talking drums, and a way of communicating with each other in Africa. So yeah, it was really a very interesting study. It's almost like basically a musical anthropologist.
Okay, wow. So as a female, busker, like artist, what are the challenges that you faced?
Um, yeah, I'm a little bit different to any of the other buskers, is that I don't rely on it for my livelihood. It's just fun. Sometimes I just pick up my guitar, I'm in the center, I walk around and just play, walking, St. George's Mall, or, the company gardens, or, Green Market Square. And yeah, I just walk around. I have a small guitar and I have a bigger guitar. I was putting around my neck. I just walk with it. So, and people have a smile because when I play like Bob Marley, like Three Little Birds, or nice songs, you just see people like brightening up, because who comes along and plays the guitar? I put a smile on their face. So I don't really ask for money, but I just do it to make people smile and brighten up their day.
That's very creative. And have you? I wanted to know, why do you think Cape Town would be an ideal place for you to do that?
Well, Cape Town is a very buzzing, city. We have a lot of cultures.
Yeah.
I also tend to pick songs that are in different languages. So I will be doing a great song today, which is actually in
Yeah.
Swahili.
Wow.
But I like to play reggae. I like to challenge myself and sing songs in very strange languages like Sinhala or Hindi, or German or French or whatever it is, Spanish.
Yeah.
So like the bamba. So yeah, it is a little bit tricky, but it's good for your brain to challenge yourself
Yeah.
and sing in a
Be
language
open-minded.
that you sometimes know a little bit about, but sometimes maybe not at all. So it's good to challenge your brain, I think.
Wow, amazing. Like that's very creative, and I want to know, like in terms of like motivation as a female artist, what do you think has been your motivation?
Well, I think the motivations come from within, because there weren't a lot of role models because most musicians still tend to be male, Um, don't know why, but they are. Now, of course, we have a lot of singers,
Yes.
but, playing the guitar, walking around town,
Mm.
I haven't seen too many female artists in Cape Town in the city.
Yeah, I think
Um,
they're too scared, eh?
I
Like
don't
to meet
know.
them in
I don't
yeah,
know,
yeah.
but yeah, I just play, I don't care. I don't see gender. I don't see color. I don't see anything.
Yes.
So I just play. And I think that's what I want to install into people. It's like, just be yourself, be creative, sing, dance, sing in the shower, do whatever. There's music in all of us.
Yes.
Everybody can play music.
Is there like a typical style of music that you like?
Yeah. Well, I like a lot of music, but I tend to play like ballads and a lot of reggae. I like reggae, but any songs, not as much like hard rock or that kind of style, but yeah, anything with a melody, anything with a rhythm.
Yes.
I like sometimes I like ballads, like really emotional songs, but sometimes I like really upbeat,
Mm.
songs, and I do play a lot of reggae as
Wow.
well.
So you've been playing music, and you've been traveling around also. So have you ever experienced like the differences in cultures around?
Yeah, of course. I've been to 85 countries in the world, and I always bring my guitar wherever I go. I take it on a plane. Sometimes I've even played on a plane. I remember one day I was on Ethiopian Airlines, and I was going from Addis Ababa to Malawi, and we were on the ground for an hour, and I was a bit bored, and we had to wait for people to come on and off.
Yeah.
So I just picked up my guitar and played some
Give them
Bob
a
Marley
performance.
songs, and the flight attendants really liked it. Like, who's gonna play on the plane? I said, I'll play on the plane. I don't care. I'll play everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of cultures, but I have discovered that music is like, it goes across all cultures.
Mm.
Everybody loves music. Everybody will react favorably to a nice Bob Marley song or a nice upbeat tune.
Mm.
Children, when I do my work, go around. I do a lot of charity. I instill music, into the children for them to express and maybe to learn languages like English. And they love it. They're a little bit shy in the beginning, but when they see me play, they really take it on board, and all this creativity comes out because it's
Mm.
in all of us. It's you have to just bring it out.
Wow. Thank you, Angela. I like that. That's amazing. We're just gonna take a short break and we're gonna be back on TuneBuzz. Thanks. Welcome back to TuneBuzz. We're back in studio with Angela. Angela, so amazing to have you here. I'm so happy to have you here. And I want to ask you, have you created any original music?
Yes, I have. I have, especially when I was in my, 20s and like a teenager. I used to write my own songs, especially after like a emotional event, like a breakup with a boyfriend, and then I would use the songs to sort of help me through it and to process it. So yeah, I've written, quite a few songs at that particular time. But generally, lately I just play covers of whatever songs, Bob Marley, or what kind of songs that people like to hear, and can respond to.
Mm.
Yeah, mainly covers.
Okay, that's amazing. So I want to know, like, also you're doing covers, but do you ever get inspired to write like material now and record the music in studio, so that you can continue with that, creativity of original music?
Well, I used to have my own like 4-track recording studio, but I got very busy. Like I said, my life developed after my studies. I also, traveled a lot. Then I also was a teacher at Tableview High School, and I put a big production together.
Wow.
The whole school was basically rocking. We were in the basement, and we were just like, I had a live band in my music class. And then, from there it developed into my love for psychology, because the children were talking to me about their problems. So I moved to the United States. I did my master's degree in clinical psychology, and then I came back. I moved to Australia. I moved back to Cape Town. So yeah, my life sort of evolved. So I didn't really have time to record as such, but I just was more into spreading the word and the love of music, especially in teaching and especially in schools, because I found that when I go to Africa, I do a lot of work in Malawi, where the children are very sadly sitting in their benches, like, good little kids, and the teacher's talking and choking on the board. It's very boring. And I just see them switching off, and then they wonder why 20%, 30% of the children drop out in school.
Wow.
But when I come, we play music, we do activities, we do song, we do dance, and the children absolutely love it, and they learn so quickly, and they don't want to even leave the classroom. They have so much fun. So yeah, for me, that became a more important thing to do, and instruct teachers to make teaching and to make learning fun for children. Engage them. Be enthusiastic. Don't just sit there and talking on the blackboard. It is very boring, and it's very disheartening. So that is my message. So I don't really have time to do a lot of recordings, but what I'm doing, my objective is now to install music into children, into the teaching. So that's basically what I'm doing.
So you mentioned something about, like, the charity work. I just want to know, like, what are the challenges that you see as a creative artist, that those kids are facing, and what are the challenges that you are facing when you deal with them?
Yeah, well, the biggest struggle and the biggest challenge that the children have, especially in the developing countries, is money. Like in Malawi, there's not one performing arts school. There's no conservatory. There's nothing, So I'm thinking of maybe starting one where, you have all this talent, because everybody's got talent, where they can do dancing, like a school of performing arts, where they can come out of their shell. Not everybody is an academic person. You've got people who are very good with their hands. They are plumbers, they are electricians, they are builders. We need them, And then there's some people that are academic. Of course, we need our teachers, we need our professors, and scientists. But we also need creative arts. We need, especially now during COVID, we just need an outlet, because otherwise we just bug down into like depressive stuff, like disease and stuff like that. So music, a lot of musicians have been coming on YouTube and doing this now on Zoom and online. But music is important. Money is the biggest struggle for these children in developing countries, because they have to eat. They have to feed themselves. They have to feed their families if they get married. So where does performing arts fit in? In Western countries, a lot of people get paid to be an artist. So the government gives them a grant. In Malawi or in South Africa, that's not so much the case. So people are on their own, and because they have to survive, that's number one.
Wow. So that is the challenges that they face. Have you ever thought about, reaching out to any other organizations, collaboration, to be able to assist, in terms of financial needs and stuff?
Well, I will, and I would like to, because this is just my charity, my money, what I do, what I want to do. But that's very limited, in what I can contribute from my own salary or from my own savings. But yes, that is the aim, is to find sponsors down the line. First, I wanted to do the work, have pictures, have videos, so people can see what I do. I wanted to see what the response was of those communities to my work, How effective is it? How are the children responding? So the next step will be to bring the message to even more areas, and get sponsors to help me with that.
Wow, that's amazing. So I just want to ask you also, like, you helping those kids and those struggling. What do you see, the parents are facing, or like, what do you see how do they feel about it, like,
Well, the parents are facing similar struggles. They also, they have to know where the next mini meal is coming from, and when you're a poor family, you of course you want to send your children to education, but can you pay the school fees? Can you pay for the uniform? And you also have to feed your children. So that's a big struggle, and especially now, again, with COVID, there's a lot of struggle because a lot of people have lost their jobs or have limited hours now. And then school comes on top of that. And that's usually the last resort, because first we've got to eat as a family. And then we will think about
Yes.
how to send our children to school. And, and now everything's online. They cannot afford a computer. They cannot afford internet time. So how can you study?
There needs to be
and
investment.
we've got load shedding. In Malawi, there's sometimes 8 hours of load shedding at night. How can the children learn when there's no light? So there are a lot of challenges. And, obviously sometimes it's due to governments. But yeah, it's a struggle for the parents, for sure.
Wow, thank you very much, Angela. We're just going to take a short break and we'll be back with Angela again. Thanks. Welcome back to TuneBuzz on Open Studio. We with Angela in studio. Thank you very much, Angela. Like we said, you are creative busker and artist. I just want to know also, like, how did the COVID pandemic, affect everything?
Well, it's affecting a lot of things, and it's definitely affecting the performing arts, because the performing arts need an audience, because performers feed off the feedback and the vibe of an audience. And when they're all indoors and they got masks on and they into their sanitizing, which we have to do because it's COVID, it is a difficult situation for musicians because, people are not venturing out as much. It's very difficult. So a lot of musicians and artists have taken to the social media. They've, they've put things on YouTube. They're doing concerts in the house. I saw a video the other day of some people that were just playing on their roof in Camps Bay, playing with the neighbors, just
amazing,
having fun, and just performing that way. So they still have an outlet to do that. So it's a very, very different time nowadays. It's something that, of course, nobody could really even imagine that would happen. But, like a ballet performance is not the same as being there, watching the stage, seeing them dance, then putting it on a video. There's no feeling, there's no vibe. It's static, sort of, because you're watching it as an observer, a spectator.
Yeah.
So other than feeling the energy, in a rock concert or whatever, that's why we still have rock concerts and concerts, because you have energy,
Yes. Wow, that's amazing. So I just want to know also, like, you doing all this and, with the charity work, the COVID, has hit everyone bad. How did that affect you also?
Well, it has affected me that I have not been able to travel for a year. I've been in lockdown in Cape Town, which is not a major problem, but, I can't travel. That's the only downside of that. But I've used the time to, play music and do things and learn a lot of things. I've been, brushing up on my languages, because that will help me when I can start traveling again, because communication is very important. So I always like to speak in their own language. So I think I've got about 14 languages that are running around my head at the moment. Yeah, it's not easy, but it's a challenge. You
Yes.
know, I've learned to make my own products, my own soups, my own ice creams. So it's fun. You know, it's fun. So it's been a good situation as far as self-development and being a bit stable and having a time to sort of consolidate and look at things. But I'm soon going to be very happy to be on a plane again, because usually I'm in and out of planes and airports, and I love that. I love to like be in Mexico the next day and in Malawi the other day and back into South Africa and back in America or Caribbean or wherever. And just that's just me, you know. I'm just happiest when I'm flying and I'm meeting people around the world.
Wow.
So that is a problem, because we're waiting for the vaccine, we're waiting for the world to open up. It's going to take a while, I think, but I'm ready to start again when that has happened.
Wow. So just like for interesting sake, if people want to see you like play music, where can they find you? What is the stuff like, you know, the platforms that I can get for you?
Well, the main thing is that I will be walking around the CBD, you know, like Green Market Square or St. George's Mall, or you know, around that area. It could be the Company Gardens. Not all the time, you know. I'm not like the other buskers where I'm there every single day. You can find me on that corner. You know, I've done some charity work as well for the Busking. I think I've told you before that I worked for. I did a busking section for Kiss FM in 2017. They had making music for Madiba Day, and they had 67 baskers, 67 minutes, and 67 corners. So I participated in that. I was set up at St. George's Mall, and all the contributions went to Kiss FM, to the station, and the radio station, and it was, you know, it went to charity. So that was really fun to do as well.
Thank you very much, Angela. It was amazing to have you here in studio, and you just like said like a lot of, you know, colorful stories. We're just gonna end our show, and thank you guys for watching TuneBuzz. It was really amazing to have Angela Donde in studio. So we're just gonna give the show over to her to have a nice tune.
Hi everybody, so I will be playing for you one of those songs that are in a different language. This is actually a Swahili song, and it's called Jumbo. And you know, there's a couple of words in Swahili that we all know. One is Jumbo and Hakuna Matata, which means no worries, and also the word safari, which means journey. So I will play you now the song Jumbo in Swahili. Jumbo, Jumbo bwana, habari gani, nzuri sana, wageni, magharibifu, yetu, hakuna matata. Jumbo, Jumbo bwana, habari gani, nzuri sana, tuimbe, tucheze sote, Kiswahili, lugha ya Afrika. Hakuna matata, rafiki Kenya, hakuna matata, Chamian South Africa, hakuna matata, Ami Afrika, hakuna matata, Nzanga Malawi, hakuna matata, Shamwari Zimbabwe,